Morning, Tehmina Khan is here in TKMaths is fun. In today's video, I will explain to you a concept of differentiation rate of change. It is a part of the syllabus of O-level additional mathematics. The code is 4037. To explain this concept, I have picked up two questions from CIE November 19 variant 21, question 3 and question 7. They have different functions like exponential trigonometric function and logarithm function. So it will help you to recall the differentiation of those functions as well. So before we begin, you can see on the top my web address, tkmaths.com, and my blog address, tkmathsisfun.blogspot.com. All my videos are attached on my blog and on website as well. But website is offering many more information and helpful things which will help you in your learning experience. So do visit it. I'm offering online classes also over there. So let's begin with the question. The question has three variables, x, y, and u, and two equations. So y and x equations are connected with respect to u. First part of the question is saying, find the rate of change of y with respect to u. Now, rate of change of y with respect to u, what does it mean? You need to understand the term. It means dy over du, right? Now, it means you have to differentiate y with respect to u. So you will differentiate this equation with respect to u. So do you remember what is the differentiation of tan? In basic differentiation, you must remember. It is sec square, right? So this is just one step process. But here I would like to build a concept. At times in exam also or in books also, instead of this, it is written like this, right? Equation is given on the top, but it is written like this. And students usually get confused. You know, it simply means differentiate this function with respect to u. Here also I was saying same thing, differentiation of y with respect to x. And what is my y? Tan u. So it is easy. Similarly, dx over du, differentiation of x with respect to u. So instead of x in bracket, I can write the expression, which is u cubed plus 1. So this has same meaning. So ever if it is asked like this, do not get confused. Okay, so let's see part 2 of the question. Question is saying rate of change of y with respect to x. Now this means dy over dx, right? Now here I would like you to recall chain rule, because you know why? Because y is not given in terms of x. You can see here y is given in terms of u. So you can differentiate y with respect to u but not with respect to x. But this is the requirement of the question. So if question is asking differentiation of y with respect to x and both are connected with respect to u, then you have to make a chain rule. So let's recall, take few examples which will help you to understand how to make chain rule. For example, equation of a circle is given to you. A is given with respect to r, but suppose it is asked find the differentiation of a with respect to t, or rate of change of a. If question says rate of change of a, it means dA over dt. If question says rate of change of y, it means dy over dt. But here it is saying rate of change of y with respect to x. Okay, so if I have to find out dA over dt and a is not given in terms of t, rather it is given in terms of r, so I can differentiate a with respect to r, okay? But then to make chain rule, I will write dr over dt. These two should be same, and this is what is asked. Then more information will be given to in the question and you will be able to find this out. Right now I'm just telling you how to make a chain rule, okay? Now suppose circumference equation is given and question is saying find out rate of change of c. It means dc over dt, but c is given in terms of r, not in terms of t. So you can differentiate this only with respect to r here. So you will make a chain rule dr over dt. So this is same, and here it is this one. So this is one way of remembering it, right? So we can make chain rule of many variables here, but in our course we have only this much. So now let's go here. dy with this dy over dx. So what chain rule I will make here? dy over du, because y is connected with u, into du over dx. Now these two are same, and this is what is asked. Or students generally remember it like this. This is just one way of giving reference to ourselves. Okay, if I cancel it, I will get dy over dx, right? So these are the way you give reference to yourself to remember things. Now dy over du we have calculated in part 1. So we can plug in the value. But what about this? Now the thing here is I have given equation in terms of x. X in terms of u. I can differentiate x with respect to u, right? And it will be what? If I differentiate x with respect to u, 3u square. But according to chain rule, I'm getting here du over dx. So what will I do? I will simply take inverse of it, right? Because inverse of it will be du over dx. So let's plug in. Here I'm just showing you the differentiation. I'm just telling you what is this and what du over dx will be. So you have found dx over du, which is 3u square. So I will plug in inverse of it here, and this I will plug in as it is. So let's see the substitution here. Okay, so in place of this, you can see in black colors, I have taken inverse of it. But what was question saying? Do you remember? Question was saying, give your answer in terms of x. And what did we get so far? We got in terms of u. So we need to replace this u, right? Now the equation of x is given to us u cube plus 1. So I need to make u a subject and u square from here. So first of all, algebraically this one will go here. It will become u cube. And then if I take cube root, it will be u is equals to cube root of x minus 1. So I can plug in here this u cube cube root of x minus 1, and for u square I will square both sides, right? And now I will substitute here, and then I will have differentiation of y with respect to x in terms of x. So let's see the substitution here. Simply this will go here and this will go here. That's all. So this will finish the question. Let's see the second question on rate of change in the same paper. This is about variable x and y, and the function is logarithmic function. First part of the function is saying differentiate and show this. And second part is about approximate change in y. We will see that. So now, before we begin, if you look at this, what does it remind you? That this function is given in terms of u over v, right? And we have studied two formulae, product rule and quotient rule. Product rule is u into v and quotient is u over v. Why I'm talking about product rule here, I will tell you, because some children find quotient rule little difficult to apply. So they change the question into product rule form, product form, and then apply product rule. I'll discuss that. So now let's see here. This is the formula for the quotient rule, right? And you should know this because you are going to apply it. So in this question, your u is ln x and your v is x cubed. U over v. So v is x cubed, u is ln x. Because in the formula I have to substitute u prime, which is differentiation of u, and v prime, which is differentiation of v. So if I differentiate u with respect to x, it will be 1 over x. And if I differentiate v with respect to x, it will be 3x squared. After that, it will be simple. I can plug in all this here, and I will show you on the next slide. But those who go for product rule, what they will do? They will change a question first, right? Because this is in the form u over v, and they have to change it into u into v. So u will remain same, which is ln x, but v will become x power minus 3 because you see you are taking it up, so it will become x power minus 3. And after that, now your u is ln x, so your u prime or u differentiation will be 1 over x. But now your v is x power minus 3. Please be careful about it. That is the point where students mostly make mistake. Now your v is x power minus 3, and when you will differentiate it, it will be minus 3 into x power minus 4. And then you will simply plug in all these 4 values in it and simplify it. Right? I have solved the question using this method. If you want to try, you can give a try to yourself and you should end up with this. And if you do not get the answer, let me know in comments. I will solve it for you. Okay, so let's begin with this, continue with this. So we have seen that this much we have seen, right? So I'm plugging in the values in the formula now. So this is my v square, you can see, and my v is x cubed. So I'm squaring it. And this is my v, u prime minus u, all values you can see from here, x prime, right? So I have picked up all the values which I have differentiated and substituted in this formula. Now I have to simplify it because question is saying show. So I have to bring it into this form. So now x will cancel with x cubed, so I'm left with x square, right? And this term I'm multiplying will come here. If you will write here, it may confuses you. Some student by mistake multiply this x square by this x. Don't do that. This is a multiplier of ln x. Ln x is one term, right? Okay. After this, what can I do? X square is common in both the terms, so I can take it out. And I will be left with 1 minus 3 ln x. And in the denominator, I have x power 6. Now, because two terms are multiplying this term and this term, so I can cancel this by this. So x power 4 will be left here. Do not make a mistake of cancelling this x with this, right? Again, this is ln x and this is a separate number. You can't deal x of ln x as a separate entity. Okay, so you have gotten what you have to prove here. So with this, we will go to part 2. Part 2 is saying find the approximate change in y. Now this is important, approximate change. It should help you to recall some formula in your mind where h is small and x increases from e to e plus h, right? So basically, when we say approximate change in y, it means we are talking about delta y over delta x, which is a small change in y with respect to a small change in x, is equals to dy over dx. Now, why this is equal, I hope you know the logic. It is because of this reason when h is small. So if you want to know the reason and logic behind it, do write in comments. I will make another video on that, right? So now, after knowing that we have to use this formula, we need to understand few things here. So you need to recall certain things. If question says, if I'm just taking a separate question or from here, if x increases from 2 to 2.01, now it means your original value of x was 2, and after increase it has become this 2.01. So how much change has happened? A small change is what? You substitute 2.01 minus 2 and you will get 0.01. So that is a small change, delta x. So now I will see the question, and in this question, if you see, your x is e and this is the new value, right, after the change. So if you have to find out your delta x, you will do new value minus old value. So e plus h minus e. When you will open it, you will be left with h. Yes? So my x is e and my delta x is h. Now coming back to this question, according to this approximate change in y, I have to find out delta y, okay? So I can change delta x here. So this will become my equation. Now dy over dx we have found in part 1, which was this. So I can plug in here. And delta x is what? H, right? So I will plug in here. Now, in this equation, if you see, when you substitute dy over dx, you have x. So you will replace x by e. That's why I've written in black color so that it is prominent. So after substituting this, x I'm replacing by e, and this delta x is my h, right? Now, after that, I will multiply h by, and sorry, I should have written here bracket. This is a mistake. Let me see in the previous slide, did I write bracket or not? No, I did not. And I should, because you see this whole term is multiplying by it. Otherwise, it will give a wrong impression of multiplying by the second term only. Okay, so now I'm multiplying h by 1 and h by this term. So ln e we all know is equals to 1. So I will write 1 here. And if I see h minus 3h will be left behind, right? And h minus 3h is what? Minus 2h. So you can leave your answer in terms of this, because question was not saying leave your answer in terms of e. Sometimes it is specified. If it is not, you can use calculator to find out 2 divided by e power 4. So whatever the answer will come, that decimal answer into h. Let me see if I have a calculator, I can do it here. So 2 divided by e power 4. So it is 0.036. So it will be 0.0366. So I can write 6 because 3 significant figure, right? So your answer will be minus 0.0366h if you want to write it. Otherwise, because question is not saying, I can leave it in this form. So thank you very much for watching this video. If you learned something from it or liked it, please press like and subscribe button, share it with your friends, and do give your comments. That is a source of encouragement. Thanks a lot. Take care. Allah Hafiz.